What is up, world? It's Britannica Young. I'm just out here enjoying this beautiful day, breezy day at the park. Got a new piercing today, and it kind of hurts still, but we're gonna let it heal like it's supposed to. But today, I just want to holler at y'all and talk about balance. Balance. How do you maintain balance in a world full of distractions and responsibilities and roles and expectations, and learning to take time to be present for everything? One of my lessons that I feel like I'm learning as I go, as I grow, how to balance. You know, the roles that we are in, it's easy to lose yourself in the expectation of those roles. Yes, I'm a mother, but being a mother doesn't mean that I am only a mother, you know? Meaning I am a whole individual that needs, time alone. I need time to create and worry about no one but myself. So yeah, it's all about finding out what I need, still being able to, show up for others and give them what they need. And I think as we move through time, the roles change and the expectations change as well. And you just have to go back and reevaluate what it looks like for you, and what the needs are in that season, and are your needs being met? I think sometimes people get stuck in roles and they never renegotiate those boundaries or what the terms look like for those roles for themselves. When your kids get older, of course at 3 years old they need you, right? You're changing diapers, you're giving them milk, you're holding them. I mean, you just have to be there 24/7. Like you're the caretaker, but when your kids get older, I think there's this misconception that they're good and you can kind of let them have their space now. Although they do tell me, Mom, I need my space, right? There are moments when they're still my little girls and they need me. And those are the moments when I have to pull away from the art and step into their world. And I'm learning how to do that. I'm learning how to do that, because I'm not going to say I've been the best at that, because I can be very self-absorbed when I'm working on things. And this season, as I'm working on my project, which drops October the 8th, Dead End, the EP, get that. But while I'm working on this project, it has required me to be dedicated and devoted and locked in and writing. I'm playing guitar. I'm learning production. I'm experimenting, and it's causing me to have to lock in a way that I haven't had to lock in. Me being locked in on that takes away from this. That takes away from this. And in this season, this moment is just so important to me. This project is something I've been working on, and the 5-year ago version of me would have been so elated at who I am now to even be here at this point working on an EP. And a lot of it comes from just life and lived experiences, but I have to live life, and that's the balance. Sometimes when you're not doing the art, you feel like you're missing out on the art, but I realize a lot of my art is from real moments, real experiences, moments with family, moments with my daughters. Having an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old, they are very self-sufficient, which I'm grateful for. But there are, we kind of had a moment this last week where you could clearly see that, okay, I need to give a little bit more of me, to them. Less time at the art, more time with my daughters. Even though they seem to be good and they're at an age where they are kind of figuring themselves out, they still need me, so sometimes I have to put the art down for, a couple hours. I can't say a full day, but I'm realizing, there's other areas to water. So yeah, and it's not about feeling guilty. It's not about, resenting anything or anyone. It's just about balance. We took some time and we spent time away this week, and we went and got piercings together. We went to St. Louis and hung. And even then, I'm like, you know what? Let's capture these moments. I can still infuse that into the art. I can still make content with that, but I didn't make those moments about the content. So just learning to find balance. Life is about balance. I feel like for me, I had my kids so young, so I kind of felt like I was pulled into being a mom at a young age versus really having that chance to kind of be selfish. And I feel like I became a mom at a very, young age, right out of high school. I'm married, and then had my first daughter, and then the next year her sister. And already, you know, before I even had a chance to figure out who I was, my life's already, you know, now having 4 different roles. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, I'm, you know, and so music at that time, although I've always had, you know, a passion for it, and I've always known that I was, you know, creative, it's just like I didn't have the time or the chance to really pour into that side of myself or explore. And a lot of guilt came with that, you know? Guilt of feeling like even when I did have a chance to, am I not being a good mom? Am I focusing too much on myself? Should I be using this extra money instead of going to the studio to put that towards my daughters? You know, there's been a lot of moments that I've had to be selfish. I feel like sometimes as an artist, people don't really look at what you're working on as serious, especially if you haven't made a big amount of money or you don't have anything that they deem as successful or credible. They may look at you just tinkering around or whatever you're doing, painting, if you're making music, and it's like, no, I'm really working on something. I feel like boundaries are huge when you're a creative. Like knowing how to say no, knowing how to take yourself serious and really treat whatever you're working on as a full-time job or as a responsibility, and not let anybody guilt you into feeling like it's just something that you're just doing for fun or you can move that around. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I'm working. Like this is what I'm doing. This is what I do. So with that being said, October 8th, check out the EP I'm dropping, my debut EP. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a beautiful piece of art, and I'm already proud of it, even though I haven't heard it because it's not finished yet. I'm already proud of myself for the work I'm putting in towards it, and I'm just excited to share that. Yeah, until next time, peace. Like, share, subscribe, you know the deal. Peace.